Assalamualaikum and hi guys. So today we are going to talk about respiratory system. So Khalis, what do you know about respiratory system?
Respiratory system, anatomically, respiratory system is divided into two sections, which is the upper tract and the lower tract. For the upper tract, it consists of nose, pharynx, and larynx. For the lower tract, it consists trachea, bronchi, bronchialis, alveolar duct, and alveoli. Diaphragm is also play a major part in inhalation and exhalation. So after we know the organs, we can learn more about the respiratory system, which is its function. Its function is to obtain oxygen from the external environment and supply it to the cells, and to remove the carbon dioxide from the body that have been produced by cellular metabolism. So how does the gas exchange happen? Um, is happen when the oxygen move from the lungs to the bloodstream. At the same time, the carbon dioxide passes from the blood to the lungs. This happens in the lungs between the alveoli and a network of tiny blood vessels called capillaries, which are located in the walls of alveoli. The other function is also for vocal production, act as pulmonary defense, and pulmonary metabolism, and handling the bioactive materials. Other than that, it's also acting as a route for water loss and heat elimination, and the organ nose, which is served as organ of smell. And lastly, which is very interesting, is helping to maintain normal acid balance in the body. That's it.
So maintaining normal acid balance sound interesting to me. Atul, do you mind to explain to me about it?
Sure. So the normal acid balance refers to the balance between input, which is intake and production, and output, which is elimination of hydrogen ion. The body is an open system in equilibrium with the alveolar air, where the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is identical to the carbon dioxide tension in the blood. So it is directly proportional to the carbon dioxide production rate. At constant alveolar ventilation, at carbon dioxide free inspired air. And it inversely proportional to the alveolar ventilation at constant carbon dioxide production rate and carbon dioxide free inspired air. It is constantly produced in the oxidative metabolism. So Iza, how does the lung plays an important role to maintain the acid balance in the body?
So before I start story more about lung function, I will brief you guys about buffering function in our body system. So buffering in blood is crucial to our survival. The pH of blood must be kept constant for normal body function to work. If our blood becomes too acidic or too alkali, then enzymes and proteins are unable to function. So normal blood pH is around 7.4. If it drops below 6.8 or rise up above 7.8, respiratory and cardiac system, respiratory and cardiac functions are miscompromised. The blood clotting process will change, and this may occur. So, what cause of change in blood pH? First is muscle in the body needs fuel, like a car need fuel to work. So this fuel is a chemical called adenosine. triphosphate. So that consists of an adenine nucleotide bonded to three phosphate. Uh, the body cells only store ATP. Isophysis and also there are three systems in our body that produce ATP. Two from it is from anaerobic and one is aerobic. So the anaerobic, the two that produce ATP is respiration. So, how pH buffering in the blood? Red blood cells plays an important role in the removal of excess hydrogen ions in the body. So this is achieved by carbonic acid or hydrogen carbonate buffering system. So about lung, when our body increase, when hydrogen increase in our body, so pH in our body will low. That means our body is more acid. And if uh, hydrogen decrease, so pH will be increased. So means our body more alkali. So how lungs function? If our body is more acid, so lung will increase ventilation, that will decrease carbon dioxide and also decrease hydrogen to make our body's pH become normal. Meanwhile, if our body more alkali, so our lungs will decrease ventilation, that helps increase carbon dioxide and increase hydrogen, that will help our pH in the body become normal again. That's all. So Fatin, how kidney plays important role in acid base?
The kidneys have two main ways to maintain acid-base balance, which is their cells reabsorb bicarbonate from the urine back to the blood, and they secrete hydrogen ions into the urine. By adjusting the amounts reabsorbed and secreted, they balance the bloodstream's pH. Our kidneys filter blood continuously by distributing the blood that comes into the kidney to millions of tiny functional units called nephrons. Each nephron is made up of the glomerulus, or a tiny clump of capillaries, where blood filtration begins. When blood passes through a glomerulus, about 1/5 of the plasma leaves the glomerular capillaries and goes into the renal tubule. The job of the renal tubular system is reabsorption of the good stuff, which is water and electrolytes, and leaving behind the bad stuff, which is waste product and acid. The renal tubule is a structure of several segments, which is proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct, which collect the final urine. Each of these tubules is lined by brush border cells, which have two surfaces. One is apical surface that faces the tubular lumen and is lined with microvilli, which are tiny little projections that increase the cell's area to help with solid reabsorption. The other is basolateral surface, which faces the peritubular capillary, which run alongside the nephron. So with bicarbonate reabsorption, as the filtrate leaves the glomerulus, it first goes through the proximal convoluted tubule. First, this filtrate contains the same concentration of electrolytes as the plasma it came from. But when a molecule of bicarbonate approaches the apical surface of brush border cell, it binds to hydrogen secreted by the brush border cell, in exchange for a sodium ion from the tubule to form carbonic acid. At the point, an enzyme called carbonic anhydrase type 4, which lurks into the tubule of microvilli, like a shark, swim along and splits the carbonic acid into water and carbon dioxide. Unlike charged bicarbonate anions, which are stuck in the tubule, the water and carbon dioxide happily diffuse across the membrane into the cells, where carbonic anhydrase type 2 facilitates the reverse reaction by combining them to form carbonic acid, which dissolves into bicarbonate and hydrogen. A sodium bicarbonate transporter on the basolateral surface snatches up the bicarbonate and nearby sodium and shuttles both into the blood. Alternatively, a bicarbonate chloride exchanger exchanges the bicarbonate with chloride, leaving the bloodstream to enter the cells. All this chemical trickery effectively moves 99.9% of the filtered bicarbonate that's in the tubule back into the bloodstream. Hydrogen ions with their positive charge don't naturally want to pass through the cell membranes out into the urine. They need to be pushed out. There are two mechanisms. One mechanism is sodium-hydrogen counter-transport. A carrier protein in the apical wall binds a hydrogen ion from the cell and sodium ion in the tubular fluid. The higher concentration in the tubular fluid press the carrier protein like a little revolving door to push hydrogen out and bring the sodium in. Remember, this is in proximal convoluted tubule, but in distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct, there's another mechanism that involves alpha intercalated cells. These cells have different pumps that uses the energy of the ATP to push hydrogen ions into the tubule.
I see. All of you explained how important respiratory role in acid-base balance and how does it actually works. What I can say is the human body is built to naturally maintain a healthy balance of acidity and alkalinity. Acid and alkaline level are measured on a pH scale. An increase in acidity causes pH level to fall. An increase in alkaline causes pH level to rise. A normal pH level is 7.35 to 7.45 on a scale of 0 to 14, where 0 is the most acidic and 14 is the most basic. This value can vary slightly in either direction. The lung and kidneys play a key role in this process. If the lung or kidney are malfunctioning, your blood's pH level can become imbalanced. The disruption in your acid-base balance lead to medical condition known as acidosis and alkalosis. So what is acidosis and alkalosis? So acidosis is when you breath, your lung remove excess carbon dioxide from your body. When they cannot do so, your blood and other fluids become too acidic. And what is alkalosis? This condition occurs when your blood doesn't have enough carbon dioxide, or we call it hypocapnia. Your body releases carbon dioxide when you exhale. The faster you breathing, the lower carbon dioxide level in your blood, and it can lead to respiratory alkalosis. In addition to maintaining a healthy pH balance for the body, your body also closely regulates the pH level of other parts of the body, including the digestive tract, reproductive system, and skin, to ensure that they function efficiently. Even slight variation from the normal range can have significant effects on your vital organ. I think that's all for tonight. See you later. Bye.